Welcome back to Mindful English Talks, everyone. Today, we're diving into a topic that I think resonates with so many of us, but often gets misunderstood: forgiveness. Angelina, when you hear the word forgiveness, what's the first thing that comes to mind for you?
Hey, John. It's such an important topic. Honestly, for me, the first thing that often comes to mind is the immediate pushback people feel. Like, how can I forgive someone who hurt me so deeply? Or, if I forgive, doesn't that mean what they did was okay? I think that's where a lot of the initial resistance lies for most people.
Exactly. And that's such a crucial point to start with, because I think we've been taught a version of forgiveness that's actually quite unhelpful. The idea that forgiving means forgetting what happened, or excusing bad behavior. But the truth, the real truth, is that forgiveness isn't about the other person at all. It's truly about freeing yourself from carrying that pain forever.
That's it, right there. It's a deeply personal act of liberation. I remember for years, after a particular situation, I held on to so much anger. I felt it was justified. I thought, they deserve my anger, they deserve to know I'm upset. But what I didn't realize at the time was that I was the one carrying that weight. It was like lugging around a backpack full of rocks everywhere I went.
That's a perfect analogy, Angelina, the backpack of rocks, because that's precisely what holding on to anger does. It may feel justified in the moment, it may even feel like a form of protection, but over time, it just becomes incredibly heavy. It drains your energy, it clouds your focus, and it keeps you perpetually connected to that painful experience, almost as if it's still happening.
Absolutely. It's like you're tethered to the past. And I started noticing it in other areas of my life. My creativity felt stifled. My relationships felt strained because that underlying bitterness was always there, simmering. It wasn't just affecting the person I was angry at, it was affecting me and everyone around me.
And that's where the idea of discipline comes in, which might sound counterintuitive when we talk about something as emotional as forgiveness. But discipline teaches you that true strength isn't in holding on to those grudges, to that anger. It's actually in the incredible strength it takes to let go.
Letting go. That's a huge shift in perspective, isn't it? Because often we associate holding on with strength, being strong enough to endure, to remember, to not let them get away with it. But the real strength is in recognizing when something is no longer serving you and having the courage to release it.
Precisely. And again, let's really clarify this. Forgiving does not mean accepting bad behavior. It doesn't mean pretending the hurt didn't matter. It certainly doesn't mean you have to reconcile with the person or let them back into your life. It means making a conscious choice, choosing peace over bitterness. It means deciding that your future, your well-being, is far more important than clinging to resentment.
That distinction is so vital. I think a lot of people get stuck there, feeling like if they forgive, they're somehow condoning the actions that cause them pain. But it's not about them, it's about you. It's about taking back control of your emotional state. It's a statement that says, I will no longer allow what happened to define my present or dictate my future happiness.
And that's where healing truly begins, wouldn't you say? When you stop reliving the pain, constantly replaying the scenario in your head, and instead, you start rebuilding yourself. It's an active process. It's not passive acceptance. It's an active, deliberate choice to redirect your energy.
Definitely. And discipline plays a massive role here because it helps you focus on growth instead of revenge. It's so easy to get caught in that cycle of, I wish I could do this to them, or they deserve to suffer. But what does that really achieve? It just keeps you trapped in a loop of negativity.
It truly does. And discipline reminds you that your time and energy are incredibly valuable. Far too valuable to waste on negativity, on stewing in anger, or on plotting hypothetical scenarios of revenge that will never truly bring you peace anyway. Imagine the incredible things you could achieve, the joy you could experience, if all that mental and emotional bandwidth was freed up.
It's transformative. When you forgive, you literally create space inside yourself. It's like clearing out a cluttered room. You don't realize how much junk you've accumulated until you start getting rid of it. And what fills that space? Clarity. Suddenly, things that were fuzzy start to come into focus. You gain confidence because you've demonstrated immense strength to yourself, and with that comes a profound sense of peace.
Clarity, confidence, and peace. Those three are like the holy trinity of emotional freedom, aren't they? And once you have them, you just move forward lighter. You're not dragging that heavy backpack anymore. You're wiser, because you've learned from the experience without letting it consume you. And you're stronger because you've overcome a significant internal battle.
Absolutely. It's like you went through something incredibly difficult, but you emerged from it, not unscathed perhaps, but certainly not broken. You've evolved. And I think it's important to acknowledge that this isn't a one-and-done kind of thing for everyone. Some wounds are deep, and they take time to heal. And that's okay. Being patient with yourself through this process is key.
Patience is everything. We often want to rush healing, just like we rush everything else in our fast-paced lives. But emotional wounds have their own timeline. There might be days where you feel you've made progress, and then something triggers you, and you feel that familiar pang of resentment. It's not a failure, it's part of the process. The important thing is to keep choosing growth, moment by moment.
Keep choosing growth. I love that, John. It's an ongoing commitment to your own well-being. Because ultimately, forgiveness isn't weakness, it truly is the ultimate freedom. It's giving yourself permission to live fully without the chains of the past holding you back.
It's freedom in its purest form. When you free yourself from the weight of the past, from those grudges and the bitterness, you finally gain the strength, the actual emotional and mental energy, to fully move toward the future you deserve. A future filled with possibilities, not shadowed by old pains.
And that, my friends, is a powerful, powerful place to be. It's not easy, but it is one of the most rewarding journeys you'll ever embark on. Take it one step at a time, be kind to yourself, and remember that your peace is worth fighting for.
Absolutely, Angelina. What a great conversation today. Thank you for sharing your insights and reminding us of the profound power of forgiveness. To all our listeners, we hope this conversation sparks a little bit of that self-liberation for you. Choose growth, choose peace, choose freedom.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Until next time, take care of yourselves, and remember, you deserve to be free. Bye for now.
Bye.